Hello and welcome back to another episode of Building Edinboro University. This is the third episode. And so, in the previous episodes, we kind of planned out where everything was going to go. In the second episode, we actually mapped everything out. And in this third episode, we started the terraforming portion of the building of Edinboro University. So, what I did between episodes, there was some time between, was I went and found some topographical maps and looked at them to kind of get a feel for what kind of height our terrain is going to be. And then what I did was I actually started clearing out some terrain for what we have here. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to pull up a map that is going to show um, what we're looking at. So I'm going to pull up an image here. And so as you can see, this is it's traced from the campus map. So what I did was I took the campus map that we used to kind of figure out our coordinates here, kind of traced it. And then I went and did some looking for some topographical maps. And so in the top left corner here of the image, you'll see that we pulled some information from the U.S. Department of the Interior, the U.S. Geological Survey website. They have a whole bunch of maps. Now, what you'll notice is in the very top left corner of that image, little insert, is the lake for what is on campus. Now, unfortunately, the whole campus was actually split between four of these maps. So what I did was I downloaded all four, I zoomed in, and I basically looked at the topographical lines that are there. All right. So what happened was the different lines that kind of go across campus were at 1190, 1200, 1210, 1220, 1230, and then just at the top right corner, right off the edge of campus, is 1240. All right. Those are all in feet, and I believe those are all the altitudes above sea level. Now, we are actually building this campus in meters. The idea is basically one block is equivalent to 1 meter. So, what I did was I took those different measurements in feet and converted them into meters, roughly, and then basically the 1190 to 1200 every 10 meters, every 10 feet is close to 3 meters. And so in the bottom left, I have a key there where if the topological line is at 1200, that is going to be a block height of 62 within Minecraft. So as you can see, 62 is the level that is coincides with the top layer of water. And then, so the idea is most of our terrain is actually going to be pretty short. We're going to go from 62 up to a block height of almost 74. So the idea is we're going to have to kind of clear out a lot of terrain. All right, but that will give us some building blocks for other projects. So, and as you can see here, there's some, I identified the 65, 68 to 71 with the different lines that are there. Now, this is going to give us some rough ideas of what's going to go on, and as we start putting buildings in, we'll make the slight adjustments as we go for different little hillsides that appear on campus. But that's going to basically be where we're at. Is we have this topographical map, so we have an idea that we could start doing our terraforming. And so in this video, what I wanted to do was I wanted to talk about where we're at, and I actually did some terraforming. And so what I'll do here is I'll go down here, and in this bottom right corner, this map, I actually came in this whole area here, I basically leveled it down to 62. Look, one or two blocks lower than what we kind of need. But what I wanted to do was just flatten it out, kind of get some resources so I could start filling in some water. And then we'll build up one or two blocks if we need to. The idea is basically we'll just kind of use grass and dirt to cover all of the stone. And then that will give us a nice grassy look. All right. So what I'll do is I'll come over here. And so you can see it, not on the map, that over here is the area that has been flattened out. So what I'm thinking of doing is I'm thinking of doing this basically one map at a time. So I did the first map, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to come back and place some grass in here to kind of get the right height of the blocks. And then I will kind of do the next map up there. Now this one was only part of a map, and it still took a while. So the other ones are going to take some work, but I'll just kind of do basically a map at a time and then try to get the topographical lines put in place. So as you can see, I have a whole bunch of shulkers here. These are just full of stone, andesite, and gravel. Basically all of the blocks that we don't want to use to build our ground are here. In my ender chest, what we have is we have a whole bunch of dirt that we have kind of collected as we cleared out this area, and I brought a couple, some of those were from the base. So what I'm going to do is in this video I went through and leveled that out, and then I'm going to show you a few time lapses of us clearing all of this territory out. So what I did was I kind of cleared out the dirt first, and then I brought the beacon and plopped that down to be able to clear out the stone. Alright, made that go much quicker. So I think the next video is going to kind of be clearing all that out. I'll probably clear out most of the buildings. But if I don't have to, I'm going to try to leave as much as possible. But the nice thing is, since we have a lot of water on our map, hopefully we won't have to clear out any huge or too many huge mountainsides, because that will take a while. I may resort to using some TNT and building some TNT machines to kind of build out or clear out some of this land. So for example, over here we have a few mountains that I maybe just don't feel like trying to strip all that out myself. I believe up in there's a few small mountains. Now the nice thing is we have this huge mountain here, but our border kind of comes this way, and so I'm actually going to just I'm not even going to touch that. Alright, so we got the first one, first map leveled out. As you can see, it's just this small piece. So on this map, I'm basically going to have to come all the way up to about here, over to here, and then down here, and level all of that territory out. So it's going to take a while. This project is going to be an ongoing one, but it won't be too bad. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to upload or send you to see a couple time lapses where we do this, get that leveled out. And so I will see you again in a few minutes. All right, welcome back. Hopefully it wasn't too boring watching a time lapse of just me clearing a bunch of dirt and rocks. So, what I'm gonna do is I think in future videos I'm gonna kind of alternate between clearing some land, laying down some terrain, and actually mapping out some of the buildings. Because I figured having several episodes in a row where it's nothing but clearing land would be really boring. So I'm thinking what we're going to do is, in right to view, is I'm going to clear out some of this here. Now I want to make sure that I plan out where this border is, because if I can avoid clearing out most of this land down here, I will. All right. So what I'm going to do next time is I'm going to kind of plan out where this border goes, and then kind of clear out some of this, lay down and some grass to fill in the water, because this is where a road is, and we'll kind of map out where the road is and where some of the inroads come into play, because there's actually quite a few buildings for the campus lie in this area. And so I figured what we'll do is clear some land, terraform to get it leveled where we need it, map out where some buildings are going to go, and then kind of alternate that as we kind of work our way around this map. So hopefully this video was not too boring and you enjoyed it. And so the next one we will actually make some progress actually building things up. So thank you very much. Don't forget to subscribe to this if you are enjoying these so far. That way you can see when the next ones come out. Thank you and goodbye.